Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Um, just want to talk about something that's very psychological with collecting, and it's that movie collectors are not collecting for the movies. They're collecting for completion. They're collecting to kind of compete. They're collecting not because they want to watch the movies, but because it's part of a game of sorts. And I got into it for the longest time as well. So a lot of you know I am a big time collector on YouTube. I don't have the biggest audience, but I collect a lot. I have a big collection, a lot of people see it. But when I think about this, when I think about how much I've collected and why I collected, there's a lot of questions to be asked. There's a lot of questions about all of my collection, all of that, there's a lot of questions about blah, blah, blah. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Very much a very, I have words, I know the best words. Sorry, I'm not going to reference that dude. Yeah, so when I collect, I rarely open it immediately. I will put it on the shelf and I can grab anyone off the shelf here and be like, oh, even with a Clint Eastwood movie, I have an R open 8 Sanction. 8 Sanction? Yeah, 8 Sanction. Aya Sanction. I've watched this a very long time ago, but I haven't watched it recently. It's about a mountain, I think. We climbed mountain climbers. I watched it a long time ago. But this version's not open. And you might ask, why do you collect things if you're not going to open them? Why have it if you're not going to watch it? Why have it in the first place? And I've done a video about this recently, so I'm not going to just rehash a video I've done recently. But I want to talk about the psychological effect of collectors competing with each other. And competing not to collect movies, and you can compete against yourself as well, don't get me wrong. You can also compete against yourself, which is what I was doing. I was going like, I want to have the biggest collection here, but also I just want to have more than I have right now. And so you collect just about everything you don't even care about. Some stuff in here I don't even intend to watch. There's stuff in here that I would not watch anyways. There's also films that I've avoided because they don't align with me personally. And like, I know they exist. I know there's movies that exist that I just wouldn't have in the collection because I just don't want them in the collection. But this is the thing. We get into a mindset as collectors of we need to have everything. We got to have everything. We must have it all. Got to catch them all, Pokemon taught us very well as kids, didn't it? Yes, we're off the generation of we grew up on Pokemon, got to catch them all. But you know what I'm saying? We all get into the mentality as collectors of why are we doing it? What is this really about? Must we collect everything? I'm going to bring this down right now. Let me bring this right down. Bring this tripod right down. You're coming right down here, guys. But do you understand what I'm saying? Let's bring this real close because I want to do like an awesome world sort of thing. Do you understand what I'm saying when I start talking about this? I'm talking about as collectors, we get into that mindset of we must have it all and we don't watch it. And a lot of collectors, a lot of people on YouTube get very annoyed with some of us collectors who do this. A, it really helps our sale value if we were going to sell it, but also the whole dilemma is why buy it? I see a lot of people who buy limited edition ones and don't open them. I'm of the same thing. I haven't opened my Columbia Classics all the way up the top here. They're all the way up there, all the way right up there, yeah. Columbia Classics. But I know there's a lot of collectors who are like, well, if you're not going to watch it, I want to watch it and I can't get a copy. So you're kind of an idiot for taking that copy off me and you haven't even opened it. And if it's your favorite movie, let's say there's one out of print like Bad Boys or whatever. I've got my version of Bad Boys still sealed. It's one of my favorite movies, so I'm never selling it. But a lot of people will be like, I just want to watch Bad Boys when it was out of print. It's back in print now, but there's so many people who would be like, hey, you got my favorite movie there on your shelf. You haven't opened it. Why do you have it? And I want to watch that movie and I can't even get it. It was a big thing of collectors about when Taylor Swift was doing her Eras tour. When Taylor Swift was doing the Eras tour, there was a big thing about the Swift fans that could get tickets versus the Swift fans who couldn't get tickets. There was a resentment in the fan bases in terms of Taylor about, hey, you got tickets and you don't know all the lyrics, and hey, you went there and you say it at concerts all the time where people do Shazam and like, oh, what's this song? And like, this is what I lost my ticket to? This is the dilemma of like, hey, I've got movies in here that I haven't even opened, And this is the question of like, what are we really chasing? Is this psychological? Or is this kind of, what are we chasing here? What is the deal? What is the end game of collecting so much? What is the end game of our collection habits? What do we want to achieve? What are we chasing? And there was a point in me where I was kind of like, I want to have all the wrestling. You know, the wrestling's right behind me. I want to have all the WrestleManias. I got all the WrestleManias. And then I asked the question, now what? I've got all the WrestleManias. Then you chase the next thing, Royal Rumbles, then you chase the next thing. There's always something to collect. But I think a lot of us is just chasing that thrill. We're not chasing it to have them, we're chasing the thrill of collecting. And that's why when someone completes a collection, they lose a bit of interest in having that, and then it's like kind of, I've got that now, yay, tick that box, got it. Now what? And that's a big dilemma in collecting. You get to that point where you kind of have everything you want, but then also wanting more. Because you need to have that rush of dopamine. You need to have that rush of, I have this now. You need to have that rush of, hey, I've completed this set and I have everything I need. I've got all of like Star Trek. I've got all of my things. Now what do I collect? Oh, let's go and collect Star Wars. Let's go and collect, I don't know, Harry Potter. Let's go and collect the MCU. Because you're always looking for something to collect. And this is the dilemma. Why do we do it? Why do we collect? Let's put this back because you're a bit too close. You're making me feel dirty. But, you know, there's so much here that you kind of get into a mindset of, why do I collect it? Why do I keep it? Like, let's just turn around and look at the horror section here. I'm going to do a little practice here. I'm going to go through each one and say, have I watched it? Like, have I watched the Blu-ray version of it? Not the movie if I've seen it before. I'll tell you if I've seen it and if I've watched the Blu-ray version. 1408, I've watched it long ago, but I haven't watched the Blu-ray version. 28 days later, watched the Blu-ray version. I've watched the Blu-ray version of 28 weeks later. 30 Days of Night, I watched it when I used to be at Video Easy on DVD. Haven't watched it since. I have not watched the Blu-ray version. The Abominable, I don't know how to say that word. Dr. Phoebes? Never seen it. As you can tell, I can't even pronounce that word. An American Werewolf in London. Watched a long time ago. Haven't watched it since, so I haven't watched the Blu-ray. The Amityville Horror Collection. I may have opened it and watched part 1 before the 4K came out, and now I have the 4K. I haven't watched any of these Blu-ray versions since. That's the collection, though. Antebellum, never watched it. Aubrey Rose, never watched it. Babadook, watched it on Blu-ray. Yep. So, Bait, I think I've watched Bait. I may be, if it's Sam Worthington, or... No, not Sam Worthington. What's his name? Julian McMahon. That's the Australian I was trying to think of in that movie. You know, Dr. Doom. I haven't watched it, but I have watched it, but I haven't watched the Blu-ray. Bowie's Afraid, never watched it. Black Phone, haven't watched it. Blackula, that's actually, I watched it a long time ago, and I did want that in the collection, but haven't watched the Blu-ray version of it. I haven't watched that version. I love those sort of movies. Blair Witch, watched it many times on Blu-ray. The Blair Witch Project I'm talking about. Haven't watched Blair Witch on Blu-ray. But you see what I'm saying here. When I go through my collection, there is so much here that I just haven't watched on Blu-ray. When I go to the wrestling though, I'm like, yep, watch WrestleMania, watched it. But it comes to the thing of like, why did I collect if I wasn't going to watch it? I don't have an answer for it, guys. I really don't. And as the lighting looks kind of Orwellian, like, what's his name? Thing Orson Welles? I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, maybe I over-collected? Or maybe I was just chasing the thrill. Question to you guys. What are the collecting decisions you've made over the years that you can look back on now and be like, yeah, I just collected that for the thrill of having it. I didn't really care about the movie. Like, I've got a Hitchcock collection here. I've watched Hitchcock movies many times. These 2 boxes are still sealed because I mostly just go to Psycho, The Birds, and Rear Window, and Vertigo, and stuff like that. They're all in that box set. Box set 2 and 3 are more like, you know, the rest of the Hitchcock movies. Some good ones in there, but, I mean, I'm more or less to watch a Psycho than I am to watch one of his more extended catalogue. And then you have stuff in here like The Crow. I've got one of my favourite movies, The Crow. I still have to watch the 4K version. I'm never selling this one. I've got The Crow. But I haven't opened this version. And I intend to keep it, but there's a part of me that's like, oh, but opening it will kill the collector value. But then how am I meant to watch it if I don't open it? I mean, I have the Blu-ray, but then it defeats the purpose of having this one, you know? So yeah, there's a whole dilemma with all of this of like stuff in the collection that I have, but I don't care that much about. Caligula, I think, I don't know what this movie's about, but I've got it. I know collectors were big time on this movie. I know a lot of collectors wanted this movie, Helen Mirren, but I just bought it because all the other collectors wanted it and I was competing. It's the truth. So yeah, what do you guys think? Is there stuff you collected that you don't care that much about and now it's in your collection, but it's also like you have it now, so you have the thrill of having it, but you don't watch it? Question to you guys. And yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm going to fall backwards because I can't actually stand up and walk off in this video. So like, please jump down in the comments, go and watch all my catalog, go like every video. See ya. Ow. And in case you were wondering what that bang was, I ran into a box. Don't worry, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. See ya. Toodaloo.